I designed another Halloween City 2022 theme idea. Let's take a look. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and welcome to yet another Halloween City theme idea showcase. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be showcasing a brand new theme design that I have been working on for the last couple of days. Now, the awesome support on my last Halloween City 2022 theme idea inspired me to create yet another, so here it is. Now, before I get into my newest theme idea showcase for Halloween City, I do just want to say that the software I am using for this showcase, just like my last one, is SketchUp. Now, if you didn't know, SketchUp is actually the same software that is used at Spirit Halloween to design and create their ISEs, and I have been using it myself to design these Halloween City and Spirit Halloween theme ideas. So without further ado, let's take a look at my newest Halloween City 2022 theme idea. Alright, so here it is. My newest theme idea for a Halloween City 2022 is Halloween City Gas and Garage. A gas station, rest stop, and garage taken over by Halloween animatronics. Now, there's a lot going on in this theme, and I want to get to all of it, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So I want to start off by saying where my inspiration came from and kind of what the main idea behind this theme is supposed to be and what you're supposed to think of when you take a look at it. So my main inspiration for this gas station was kind of retro and vintage. I wanted to design and create a gas station that kind of looked like it was abandoned maybe in the 50s or 60s era, kind of with that really old feel to it, where that retro gas station, a lot of cursive fonts, a lot of retro signs, and basically just a very much a 50s look to it, which would create a kind of creepy and old look to this gas station. Now, a couple of the ways that I was able, I think, to kind of get across that 50s vintage idea was, first of all, the orange and black stripes that I used on the roof of the gas station and also on the risers. Now, in my mind, a stripe pattern like the one that I used just makes me think of the 50s, anything like that. Now, on my original version and kind of my concept or prototype, if you will, for the theme idea, I actually used blue and pink stripes on it because blue and pink was a big color back in the 50s, and a lot of the vintage stripe patterns that you would see would actually use blue and pink. However, I kind of got to thinking after I used the blue and pink and thought that if this is going to be a Halloween gas station, why not change the colors to orange and black to kind of get across that Halloween idea while also keeping that vintage pattern on the ceiling and on the risers for this gas station. So that's what I ended up going with. Now, another concept or another kind of idea that I used to pull from that 50s aesthetic was the cursive font on the main sign. If you take a look at the entrance sign of this gas station, it says Halloween City Gas and Garage. I went for a very vintage and very cursive font because in my mind that just very much just screams the 50s and very vintage, and I really enjoyed the way that came out. Even down to the gas pumps, I made sure that the gas pumps kind of looked very retro and not how they look like in modern day, because once again, I didn't want to design a gas station that looked modern. I was going for a retro 50s look, and I think it came out looking very accurate and very cool, at least in my opinion. Now, taking a look at the actual design of the main gas station part and taking a look at how I designed it, I actually kind of broke it down into 4 parts. Now, the 4 parts are the garage, the service area, the restrooms, and the kind of diner, 24-hour eating area, whatever you want to call it. I'm not even really sure what the appropriate name would be. Now, the reason I broke this gas station down into 4 separate parts was because I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more than just a gas station. In my eyes, gas stations tend to have more than just one part to them. Sometimes you'll see that they have a gift shop to them. Sometimes you'll see they have a snack area. And sometimes you will see that they have a little kind of diner in the back, which is what I also added in the back of this display. Now, I feel like the 4 parts of this theme kind of just made it come to life and add a little bit more uniqueness to the main overall gas station concept that I'm trying to create here. The garage is in the front, and as you can see for the backdrop of this, I basically just added a garage pull down that is pulled all the way down so you can't really see into it. And the 2 animatronics that I put here are the Exterminator and the Michael Myers, which are obviously 2 Party City or Halloween City animatronics. The right side has that restroom area, and it also kind of has a part that you have to walk underneath, where the ceiling of the gas station kind of continues to kind of look like it's fueling another gas pump. The left side is this service area where there's actually a kind of car there, and then you also have the lunch and pumpkin carver, and then the back is where you have the kind of dining 24-hour eating area, where you have the Nun animatronic, you have the Jason animatronic, and you have the kind of toy in the box animatronic, whatever you want to name that one. Now, another thing I want to touch on is another part of the design, and this is the islands that are around the main gas station building. Now, these islands are doing a couple of different things. The ones in the front are actually holding the gas pumps and a jumping spider. The one on the side is holding another gas pump, and then the couple in the back are holding the drive carefully, come back soon sign, and also the tall Slenderman animatronic. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to add these islands was, first of all, because I felt that it made the layout of this theme more unique. I feel disappointed by a lot of displays, not only by Halloween City, but also sometimes by companies like Spirit, where sometimes the layouts kind of seem copy and pasted and very similar to previous displays. I wanted to add these islands to the outside area of this gas station building because I feel like it made the display kind of unique, because not only did you have the main gas station building with the 4 separate inner parts, but you also have the different islands that are serving different purposes with the animatronics, the gas pumps, and the signs such as the drive carefully sign and also the main entrance sign that is in the front. Now, kind of next to these islands, I also put some barrels down. Now, and also some tires. The reason I did this was because, in my mind, the barrels would be holding gasoline. This just kind of pushes even more forward the idea of a retro gas station that is storing the gas in a kind of barrel, not even in the actual pump. I feel like that came out really cool and just looking very retro once again. And another thing I added was the tires. I feel like tires are a very symbolic kind of item of gas stations, and definitely retro ones that would just have tires thrown all over the landscape. So I like how that came out, where the tires are kind of laying on different barrels and on those little islands that I threw around the display to create a little bit more liveliness and a little bit of more uniqueness to the layout of this theme. Now, a couple of other things that I wanted to touch on are actually related to the art and the kind of textures that I used for this theme. Now, when I do 3D renderings or 3D designs for concept Halloween displays, I normally don't do step pad covers or price point tags or price tags, whatever you want to call them, just because it kind of feels like little details that don't really need to be added. However, for this one, I wanted to make the design as realistic as possible and exactly what it would look like if it was built in real life. So I actually designed the step pad covers and the price tags that would be used in the display, and you can actually see them in the 3D model. However, they are kind of small, so I'm going to show you the actual textures that I use so you can see them in high quality. Now, for the step pad covers, I actually went through multiple different versions before I came to the one that I actually enjoyed. Originally, I wanted to do a step pad cover that kind of looked like a gasoline spill, and that you were stepping into gasoline. However, it didn't really work because it kind of didn't really look like the real shape of what a spill would look like, and it kind of just looked really fake and not organic. Now, my second version, I also kind of wanted to do a gasoline spill, but now I wanted to add the lettering that says step here, but then I wanted to kind of make it a rainbow font to kind of look like oil, because if you didn't know, oil and kind of gasoline kind of looks like rainbow color if you look at it from the side. So I wanted step here to kind of look like it's in rainbow to really push forward that idea of gasoline. I still didn't really like it, and I really thought it just looked fake, and I really didn't enjoy the way it came out. I finally ended up settling on a kind of pattern step pad cover that had a footprint on it that has a yellow color to it. This, once again, really made me think of the 50s and a vintage gas station, which is why I ended up settling on it. I thought that it came out looking really cool and matching very well with the rest of the display, so I'm really happy with it right now, and that is my final step pad cover that I came up with for my theme idea. Now, another art piece that I wanted to talk about was the price tags. Now, fortunately, I only went through one design of the price tags. I didn't do any prototype ones or any concept ones. I kind of enjoyed it the first time I did it. And also, the price tags are pretty simple to do. I basically just put together a green background, I put some construction tape on it, and I made it look like there was a spill of gasoline towards the bottom. Now, I did use the same one for all the animatronics in the display. That is just because normally in concepts like this, whether it's for Spirit Halloween or Halloween City, the concepts don't really focus on things like price tags, so they kind of just use the same one for all the animatronics. It's mainly there just to show what the art would look like if it was going to be printed, and where it would go on the display to go with the animatronic. Alright, so before I wrap up this brand new theme idea showcase for Halloween City, I do just want to show off some of the concept versions of this that I created in some of the prototype versions. Now, like I mentioned before, in my original design for this, I actually used blue and pink stripes. That ended up changing. Also, in my original design, the layout of the theme was just a lot different. The way that I wanted to put the risers, the way that I wanted to put the different areas were just a lot different. I'll show some pictures on the screen of what my original versions looked like. Now, one of the most interesting things, I think, for my original version was that originally I wanted the front of the display to kind of look like a house, or kind of like the entrance of a very, very vintage gas station, even probably before the 50s, and I'll show a picture of that on the screen. I ended up cutting that just because, in my opinion, it looked really ugly and it just didn't match with the rest of the gas station aesthetic, and I really didn't like the way it came out. I also came up with different versions of the main gas station sign before settling on the main one that I ended up using that has the rusty arrow and the cursive font. My original one just looked like too much metal texture, and I didn't like the way it looked. I also didn't really like the font of it, so I ended up changing it, and I only used it in my design for a couple of days before I settled on my final one that was all rusty and used a cursive font to once again insinuate that 50s look. So overall, this is definitely one of my favorite theme idea showcases, or just concepts I've even done for myself in my entire time using SketchUp to create designs. I really had a lot of fun designing this one because there's just so many pieces to it. I really enjoyed putting together all the signage, all the little details, the price tags, the step pad covers, and the layout. The layout is definitely one of my favorite things about this theme idea that I created. I just think that it's so different than any displays we've seen, either Spirit's ISEs or Halloween City's displays or themes. I feel like it's just so different and really stands alone in a good way, and I really enjoy how it came out. But please let me know what you think about the layout in the comments below. If you agree with me, or if you think it's maybe too much, or whatever you think about it, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to see Halloween City do something like this design, or any kind of gas station in the future, maybe for 2022, maybe beyond at some point in the future. I've been having a lot of fun doing Halloween City theme ideas. This is my second one that I have posted on YouTube. But if you would like me to continue, I guess it's becoming a series of creating theme ideas for Halloween City, please let me know in the comments below, and I will keep the ideas coming, and I will keep creating designs for theme ideas. Maybe not only for Halloween City, but maybe I'll go back to doing some Spirit Halloween theme ideas as well. But nonetheless, I've had a lot of fun working on this one. If you would like me to add anything or change anything that you think would make this even better, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll make a part 2 taking a look at my Halloween City Gas and Garage theme idea that I created in SketchUp. Well, ladies and gentlemen, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I will see you guys later for more Halloween City and Spirit Halloween theme idea showcases. Goodbye.